Hey, this is Gary from 3Bug Media, and today we're going to talk about Google My Business and Google reviews. Now, this is a question I got from one of my students in my local SEO course, and I figured the question and the response would pertain to a lot of people out there that probably are in a similar situation and have similar questions. Now, the question I got was, this student was trying to figure out how come these other businesses were outranking him for his Google My Business listing. So in the local search pack, he had other businesses that on paper doesn't make sense that they should be outranking him. He looked at his SEO metrics and compared them against their websites, and he was a stronger website, had a better presence, had a better SEO. He also had more reviews, and he also had higher rated reviews. Yet these businesses were still outranking him, and he was really trying to struggle to figure out why this is happening. Now, first off, there's a lot of ranking factors when it comes to local SEO. Number one being proximity of the business to the user. But all of these things aside, there's some important things to know when it comes to local SEO and Google My Business. Number one is there's really no correlation between how you're ranking your Google My Business listing and how you're ranking organically, because they're two totally different algorithms and a different set of factors that come into play. When it comes to Google My Business, you're trying to rank your business entity. Okay, so your overall business, you're trying to get your business ranked on Google. When it comes to organic search, you're trying to rank your website, more specifically a web page on your website. Nothing really to do with your business, strictly your website. So two totally different approaches when it comes to SEO. Now, when it comes to organic search, it tends to be a little more data driven. You can look at metrics, you can look at number of links, the quality of links, domain authority, things like that, and you can usually get a sort of a consistent picture of how these web pages are ranking based on this data. When it comes to Google My Business, it's much different. There's a lot of more nuanced algorithm factors that come into play, because Google knows that you may be a great local business, but you may not be a great link builder or a great marketer, and they don't want to discount that when it comes to local SEO and local businesses, because if somebody's looking for the best pizza, they want the best pizza. They don't want the best marketer or the best website as far as links goes, because that doesn't correlate to the best pizza. So there's a lot of other factors when it comes to Google My Business. Some of them are citation, structured ones like directories, but also unstructured ones like media mentions, people mentioning your business in a blog post, and you don't even need to have a link going back to your website to get credit for those mentions online to help boost your Google My Business listing. So there's lots of different factors. So don't think just because you can rank organically or you have the stronger website that is going to correlate into you ranking your Google My Business listing. Two totally and completely different things. And from my experience, sometimes it doesn't make sense. Sometimes on paper, you're doing everything right, and for whatever reason, these other Google My Business listings are just outranking you. Sometimes that's just what happens. But a lot of times there are other nuances that come into play that can kind of explain why these Google My Business listings are outranking yours. And one of the things that we spoke about were reviews. So this student had said that he has more reviews and he has higher rated reviews. So his overall rating was higher than the websites, the Google My Business listings that were outranking him. What I had said to him is sometimes you have to take velocity into account too, because I've seen that firsthand from my own experiences, that sometimes velocity can propel you to the top of the Google My Business listings in the local search pack. And what I mean by that is when it comes to reviews, there's two things to remember. You want to be consistent, so you want to be able to get reviews on a consistent basis. So getting 5 reviews a month all year round is much better than getting 30 or 40 reviews in 1 month and then not getting any for the next 6 months. Google likes to see consistency with those reviews, okay? The other thing is velocity, and I've seen this firsthand before. You may have a Google My Business listing that has less reviews and maybe even lower rating reviews, but they have more velocity than your Google My Business listing. And what I mean by that is they're getting them more frequently and their reviews are more recent than yours. So maybe you have more reviews, but maybe you're only getting 1 or 2 a month. Even though you may have 100 of them, you're only getting 1 or 2 a month consistently. But this newer website may only have 20 reviews, but they're getting 10 to 15 reviews a month, and they're getting them consistently. So they have more velocity. They're getting more reviews, and they're getting them more recently than you. And I found that having that velocity, even if on paper that Google My Business listing shouldn't be outranking you, sometimes that can propel you to the top of the Google My Business search results. Even if it's only temporary, because sometimes what I've seen is if this slows down and they go back to a 1 to 2 a month, then sometimes that listing will start to drop. But I've seen businesses that have this velocity, they're getting a lot of reviews recent at a quicker pace than other businesses, and they get propelled to the top 3 pack in Google My Business. So that's something to be aware of. So ideally, you want to do both. You want to have the most reviews, you want to have the highest rated reviews, and you want to have the best velocity. You're always getting them on a consistent basis and on a recent basis. So you're doing them consistently. And also to know too is Google tracks location, IP address of people leaving reviews. So you have to take that into note. So if you're trying to set up a kiosk in your location, or maybe you're buying reviews or you're asking other people for reviews, Google knows, if you're a business in Denver and most of your reviews are coming from outside of Denver or other countries, things like that, Google knows that. So that comes into play with the quality of reviews. So I'm not sure if it's a ranking factor, but there could be a correlation with the quality of those reviews. So if those reviews are coming, if you're a business in Denver and they're coming from people in Denver, they may weight more than you're getting reviews but in Denver, but the people writing them are in India, or they're in Europe, or they're in Florida, things like that. Now, you are allowed to leave reviews if you're outside that location. It happens all the time, especially if you're in a tourist type industry where somebody might come to your business, enjoy it, fly home, and then write a review when they get home. So nothing wrong with that. But just be aware of Google understands the location and IP address of all these users. So if they start to detect unusual patterns with your reviews, they may, number one, not even publish them. But if they do publish them, they may not count them and give them the same weight as other higher quality reviews that are coming around your location. So also keep those things in mind. So like I said, when it comes to Google My Business and reviews, there's lots of different factors. Don't correlate it with organic search. And when it comes to reviews, things like that, make sure that you understand that you're getting them consistently and you're getting them recent. That's important. That plays to that velocity that I'm talking about. So when you're coming up with strategy, make sure that you're getting them on that consistent basis. If you want to learn more, you can go to 3bugmedia.com. Thank you very much, and have a good day.